You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 38 of the Batter Heat Fans Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Garan, and alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and I know you're doing great because you got the date right today. So, hey,
Yeah.
it wasn't a big win, but it was a win that we expected the Heat to get and hopefully get us back on track. But I got 2 words for you, Danny. 2 words: Pelle Larsson.
Yeah. It was a great comeback game for him. And you know what? I think it was kind of a big win. Just for the simple fact that the Hawks are kind of like in the same tier as us. Like they're the play-in team. So we got to beat those teams that are on the same tier as us while we try to figure things out, because it's been a big fall from grace where we were in Thanksgiving Day. Now we're here a day or two after Christmas Day, and I felt like we needed it. I thought it was a big win, and we got another game against Indiana tonight, which should be a dub, even though Indiana is always a pain in the butt for Miami. But that should be a dub, and it would be great if you could string two wins together. But just based off of last night, Pelle Larsson came back, Nikola Jovic came back, Bam was a late scratch. That was a surprise to me. I think it was lower back tightness, which I can feel him on because I've been taking muscle relaxers over the last couple of days because my back is also messed up. And you know what? No Bam, no problem. They ended up winning. And you know what? And I texted you. I was like, I think we're going to get this dub. And more than anything, and I know that I have this thing with romanticizing sports. I feel like just some things are always just meant to happen. I knew that when Tyler Hero came back, whether it was because of him or not, the Heat were going to struggle, right? Because that's just what happens. And everybody's going to start talking crap about it. And I was like, Bam's out. This is it. Khalil Ware is going to have a big game. They're going to win. And now everybody's going to come out saying, oh, we don't need Bam. We don't need Bam. And maybe Khalil Ware didn't have as big a game as I thought he might, but I kind of figured that this was going to happen. We would win without Bam. Now everybody's going to start saying, let's get rid of Bam. We don't need him. And here we are. I haven't seen it yet, though. Surprisingly, I haven't seen it yet. But I'm not surprised if it happens, especially if they win tonight.
Well, you didn't read the comments on the Giannis Antetokounmpo video that we put out on Christmas Day. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. But there's some comments in there that are saying to trade Bam Adebayo for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So the noise started before the game. The noise started before the game. But look, I don't think that really made a difference one way or not. If Bam would have played, I think the Heat would have won anyways.
I agree.
So I don't buy into that. That folks are going to now start saying we need to trade Bam, we need to trade Hero. Look, I understand the Hero talk. I just don't understand the Bam talk. And look, if it wasn't for Pelle Larsson, we wouldn't have won.
I agree. I think Pelle Larsson had a big thing to do with it, and that's because defensively, I think he gives you a little more than you get from a Fontecchio, which has been playing a lot of minutes. I know Bam obviously missing is bad for the defense, but this team, we forced Atlanta into 21 turnovers. Now, we wanted to play transition, we want to play fast. At the beginning of the year, we were playing fast. But when our defense started playing poorly, it's a lot harder to get out and run when you're taking the ball out from under the basket. The other team has a lot more time to get back and set themselves up defensively. Yes, you forced them into 21 turnovers. That gives you all the opportunities in the world to run and to get into transition. And I think that was the biggest difference right there. 21 turnovers for the Atlanta Hawks. That was the game, in my opinion. And we had 14 steals. Every single person on the court that touched the court for the Miami Heat yesterday had a steal. You had Wiggins had 1, Ware had 1, Powell had 1, Mitchell had 2, Larsson had 1, Jaime had 3, Jovic 1, Drew Smith, which is Annie up, MOP, he loves to steal. He had 3. You had Casper had 1. Like everybody was getting their hands in the passing lanes, and I thought that was the difference in the offense. That defense led to a good offense.
Absolutely. I mean, look, the Heat put up 104 shots last night, Danny. 104. A lot more than what they had been putting up the last 2
Recently.
or 3, 4 games.
Yep.
And you nailed it, right? You nailed it. The reason why they got 104 shots up is because they forced 21 turnovers. 21 turnovers. Not only did they force 21 turnovers, but they out-rebounded the Atlanta Hawks by 10 rebounds, 52-42. And Khalil Ware, of course, huge on the glass with 13 boards. Andrew Wiggins, 8. And Norman Powell, even though he was the leading scorer, he had 7 boards. Nikola Jovic, who had a rough shooting night, really rough shooting night. 3 of 14, only 10 points. He had 7 big boards, and he was leading that second unit along with Triple J, who had another great game, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, leading that second unit. And look, it just clicked for a Miami Heat victory last night, and it was important to get that win, Danny, because as we know, we've been struggling the last 9, 10, 11 games. I think they were lost 9 of the last 11, and they really needed to turn this one around. I mean, they were in a downward spiral.
Absolutely. This is only a third win in the month of December. It was a really rough go. So I hope that they get tonight also because they need it. Nikolai Jovic drives me crazy with his finishing at the rim. The team in general, I think I texted you and I said, I've never seen a team miss so many shots at the rim recently. Over the last couple of weeks, I feel like they get to the rim. Norman Powell gets to the rim. It feels like it's a bunny. Misses. Jaime Jaquez, I know that they're putting bigger defenders on him when he gets into the paint, but still, like, it just is so frustrating to see how bad they're shooting at the rim. But Nikolai Jovic, first game back, can't criticize him too much, even though he had a poor shooting last night, like you said, 7 rebounds. Pelle Larsson, I think, obviously is the story of the game. You know what? Defending, I think he helps. He's better defender than Fontecchio, better defender than Hero. He helps in that aspect, but his movement off the ball is so great. His IQ, those cuts that he makes, the perfectly timed cuts when somebody else is bringing the ball downhill. Pelle Larsson does a lot of the things that, even though yesterday the stat sheet looked nice, he's that player that kind of plays well and you don't see it on the stat sheet. But again, the stat sheet looked nice yesterday, even though he was only a +2. Pelle Larsson, what a big difference and what a difference maker he was yesterday.
No doubt. He was the difference maker. Like Spo said in the post game, he was the glue that they needed because he does so many of the intangibles that a lot of other players don't do on the defensive end, on the offensive end. And not only that, the energy that he plays with, Danny, the energy that he played with last night was unbelievable. Obviously, he's coming off of a high ankle sprain where he was out the last 5 games. But he had some fresh legs to do what he did last night, and it was very, very important for the Heat. But I want to talk a little bit about Kel'el Ware because Kel'el Ware, even though he didn't have a game where he had a lot of points, he still had a very important game. He was,
16 is good.
Yeah, he was protecting the rim. He was protecting the rim fantastically. And not only that, getting rebounds. He has like a magnet now in his hand when it comes to the ball and getting rebounds after that Udonis Haslem text back in November. 13 boards. And he made me sweat, man. He made me sweat. I needed him to get 15 points, and it took until the last 40 seconds for him to nail that three-pointer. But I had a bet. That he was going to have 15 and 10, at least 15 and 10. And then, of course, our favorite Norman Powell with 20-plus points again. I know that we said that he's cooled off a little bit, but I still think that he should be an all-star for what he's doing for this team and what he's doing in this NBA season.
The Atlanta Hawks broadcasters, I believe, were saying that he should be an all-star. I think that I don't know. I don't know if he gets it, but he's played himself into the conversation. That's for sure, kind of like he did last year. Yeah, man. I'm trying to see, and just overall, I think it was a solid game from everybody. And I don't know what happens once everybody gets healthy, because this is one of those rare Bam and Hero are both out and you win a game, and those are supposed to be the 2 cornerstones of this team. Now, is there a future without these guys? I don't know, but it's interesting to see this team without them, because it feels like it's like a youth movement, right? Kel'el Ware, you have Pelle Larsson, Jaime Jaquez, like those are the anchors right now carrying the team, with Norman Powell sprinkled in there. It's an interesting place that everybody's in, and apparently they already announced that Bam and Hero aren't playing tonight or Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there goes my my ticket sale for Monday. I guess I'll be going to the game. If anybody wants to go to the game with me, write in the comments. I'm looking for a partner to go to the game with me on Monday to go watch Jokic and the Denver Nuggets against our Miami Heat. And look, man, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough without Bam, without Hero. Obviously, last night, you had a good matchup. You played great defense, and you were able to pick up the W. But tonight's a different game, right? Tonight you play the Indiana Pacers, and it's gonna be another rough game. We always know that the Indiana Pacers give us trouble, and not only that, the Heat are known for playing down to their opponents, and so. Knowing that Tyrese Halliburton is out, knowing that they lost Miles Turner, they are 6-21 this season, if I'm not mistaken. And we know that every team gives the Heat a hard time. And so I'm not expecting anything less tonight, but I do expect a Heat dub.
Well, I'm expecting the same, and I stand corrected. They announced he's going to miss today. I don't know about Monday yet.
Good, so I can still sell my tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, again, big Heat win, in my opinion. Big Heat win. I think they needed it. Khalil Ware has become. If he can just, I feel like every game it just shows how much he's grown. And I remember in the beginning of the season, even when they were winning, remember we were complaining about the offensive rebounding, how other teams were just killing us, getting 20 offensive boards,
Not anymore.
18 off, but not anymore. The Hawks had 5. Khalil Ware, like you said, has like a magnet on his hands, and I think that's been such a. I haven't heard anybody talk about rebounding over the last month, even though we've been losing. You're not talking about the lack of rebounding because Khalil Ware has cleaned that up for us.
I'm going to give you a crazy stat that I heard on the broadcast, and major shout out to Eric Reed for throwing this out last night on the broadcast on FanDuel. Khalil Ware is in the top 14 in 7 different NBA categories.
Heard that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let that sink in and let the listeners understand what that is. 7 different categories. He's in the top 14. That is unreal for a player who's in his 3rd year, and he's getting so much
second year.
Second year, and he's still getting so much criticism.
Well, not just the fact that he's lining up with the stats in top 14, like you said, or top
14 in 7 different NBA stats.
Yeah. Not just that. It's the fact that he's doing that while inconsistently getting minutes, right? Like he's been like,
because he gets 28,
12,
14 another night.
Yeah. And he's still doing it. Could you imagine if he consistently got 30 plus minutes every night for a big chunk? Like this kid he might be special. He might be. Now, again, because it's been inconsistent, I don't want to run out there and be like, he is special. But, every week, every game, I feel like it's getting closer and closer to just being like, this kid is special. But yeah, I can see why if this becomes a consistent thing, I can see why they didn't want to trade him for KD, even though I still would have done it. It's going to take me a while to change my mind on that one, because I think this team would have looked completely different with the finisher at the end of the 4th quarter. But yeah, man, maybe they knew what they were doing because he's looking great.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Any final words there, Solana?
No, man, I'm just excited for tonight's game. Hopefully another dub, and we can get to 17-15 and start this second half of the season ascent into the top 4 seeds like we predicted after 20 games. And so I'm sticking to my prediction. I still think this team is a lot closer to what we saw at the beginning of the season than what we saw in the month of December. And so I feel like right now is the turning point of the season. We're going to see a different team over the next couple of months, and I hope they back it up.
Just to put it into context, they are 1.5 games out of 4th. It can be done.
It's crazy how tight the East is, huh?
Yeah, man. It's crazy that you can lose 9 out of 11 and still end up that high. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so yeah, man, you gotta love the East. All right, if you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back tomorrow, hopefully talking about a winning streak. But real quick, Tyler Hero comes back, Bam comes back. We were trying to figure out who's going to lose their starting spot. Pelle Larsson, if he plays again the way he did last night, he finds himself in the mix, right? Like, is Tyler Hero eventually going to come off the bench?
It looks like that way, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Looks like that way.
Every time he's played, he's gotten 20 plus.
I mean, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because Spo's going to stagger the minutes anyways. He's probably not going to play Norm and Tyler together. Tyler will most likely play with Jaime Jaquez in that second unit. They have very good chemistry. But I mean, unless he gets traded, right? I mean, there's a lot of we're going to have an interesting month and a half now until the trade deadline, because there's going to be so much talk, especially if the Heat start winning some games, on if Miami is going to improve their roster come February, come March. And it's going to be an interesting month and a half. I'm sure we'll have a lot more videos on off days about who the Heat should trade for, or, you know, maybe we'll do another Giannis one as the time gets closer and we start to understand some stuff. But yeah, I mean, look, I just think that it's going to be interesting when Tyler comes back, man. It's going to be really interesting. Right now, I just don't think you can remove Pelle Larsson from the starting lineup after what he did last night. I just don't think you can.
Like I said, after last night, I'm not going to say you can't, but if he does it tonight and on Monday again, I'm like, oof. You know, him and Ware are playing themselves into the starting lineup because, again, Pelle Larsson defensively better than Hero, and like his off-ball movement, like he just creates so much. It's just going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Before we go, I want to ask you a quick question. What do you think about Kaz Yakuchonis? He's got consistent minutes over the last few games.
And he's looking good. He can hit the outside shot on occasion. Like, you know what? He's looking good. If it gets to a point at some point in the season where you know, you're looking like, man, we're looking like a playing team again and whatever. Like, just right out with Kaz and Guerra. And let's just see. I want to just give them more minutes. Again, we're not there. We're still far, far from there. But you got to give these kids playing time if at some point if the season is lost. But we're not there yet. It looks like hopefully we could turn it around and end up in that top. Look, 1.5 back of the 4th seed. Like, it's still a long way to go. Still got a long way to go.
Still finish top seed.
Yeah, we still got 51 games to go. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow. Until the next one, have a good one.